Hey guys, so this last week I noticed this huge area back behind me. It's right outside my kitchen window. It comes down the side of our mountain, so it's a really moist area. It's a shaded area, and I saw all these plants. Sometimes it's hard to look through a 300 or 400 page book and identify a plant. So what I did was I cheated. I took a picture and I posted it on a plant identification page on Facebook. So I told them I was in Northwest Arkansas. I know it's obviously in the mint family because the stalk right here, the stalk is square. If the stalk is square, you're pretty much 99% sure that it's in the mint family. And sure enough, it turned out to be shiso, which is an herb that they use. I believe it's in Japan, which somebody I know is going to tell me I'm wrong. But anyways, shiso, it's also called perilla, or beefsteak plant, or wild basil. The seeds are super high in omega-3s. So if you're on a plant-based diet or a vegan diet or a vegetarian diet, you can harvest the seeds and grind up the seeds and eat these as your omega-3s. There's a lot of omega-3s right here in these seed pods. The other thing is you can do a few things with this. You can dehydrate this or dry this and turn it into a tea. But I've just basically been picking off the leaves. I've been saving the flower, the old seed pods, and I'm going to see how I can figure out how to harvest these. I've tried growing this by seed in California the last few years. And for some reason, the seeds just were really, really hard to germinate. So I was buying shiso leaves from a farm in California that was an organic olive farm, olive oil farm. And they were this really great family that came from overseas, and they were the first people to tell me about shiso. And they told me to use it for nausea and stomach complaints. And so I started buying this at the farmer's market, and they would put it in the little tea bags. And I was using it for nausea and stomach issues. A few of us in our house have real sensitive stomachs to different types of food. And so we've been trying to work out an elimination diet and cut out those foods that we have issues to. And so I was really upset when I realized that we no longer lived in California and I couldn't buy shiso from this farm anymore. And I did try to grow seeds this year, and I couldn't get the seeds to grow. And so when I found this in the backyard, this was a huge, huge, huge find. I mean, it was like just the best find. I was so excited. And so I've been dehydrating a ton of this. I've got this huge patch behind me. I've found another patch down farther on our property with a few hundred plants also. Just remember that when you're wild harvesting or wild crafting plants, don't pick everything. If you pick everything out of the area that you have, next year you'll have nothing. Because you're going to take all the seeds, you're going to take all the roots, you're going to take everything. So only take a certain amount. So what I've been doing is I've just been chopping the tops off the plants. And I'm just taking the top leaves. And I'm leaving the rest of the seeds to drop down into the ground, so I'll have a whole new patch next year. I was planning on doing something different with this part of the garden, but because this grows so perfectly in this area, I'm just going to keep letting this grow. And there's another part of the garden I was going to do something differently, but because there's hundreds of paths, I think all I'm going to do is put down rocks and probably just let that be a shiso patch. But you can use this for a lot of different things. You can use this for, like I said, nausea, vomiting, constipation. It's good for asthma, allergies, colds, and lung issues. You can look it up more. It's called shiso, or it's also called perilla with another name behind it, the Latin name. Like I said, the seeds are high in omega-3s and the leaves are good, and they make a really, really good tea. I made myself some shiso tea this morning, and I added some linden leaf, some catnip, and chamomile. And those are all soothing herbs, and I put them into my tea with a little bit of hibiscus and rose hips for sweetness. Shiso really helped me this morning. I was really thankful for it. I just feel so blessed that this plant's on our property. We keep finding more and more plants on the property that end up being perfect for our family, for things that we need and all of our different issues that we have. I think the most important thing is eating a whole foods, plant-based diet. But I also think that herbs are here to just help us get through those more difficult times. So this is shiso, or perilla, or beefsteak plant. Google it, grab your herbal books, look it up, figure out exactly how to identify it, or look up one of those Facebook pages that I mentioned of helping you with plant identification if you're not sure. And remember, if you see something in your yard and it looks interesting, or it stands out to you, or it looks unique, chances are it's something that you should look up and see if it's something that you can use in your herbal apothecary. So I hope this helps you. I hope you find shiso. I'm in the Midwest. This grows along moist, shady areas. And look for it today. Thanks so much.